here that I think is really good. You only need 25%, or sorry, 50% cooldown reduction, which is basically any mage robes or other kind of armor that rolled 1 cooldown reduction stat. It's this build here. These are the 3 items, although any robes are fine, like I said, any cooldown reduction. It's Boots of Swiftness, Mushroom, and the Soul Quiver. I think the best rolls for the must-haves for the robe are Cowardice and cooldown reduction, like I said. Anything really that you like can go here. With electrify, it's kind of nice for extra damage. The 50% sprint when you roll is not as good as you think, because when you roll, you get slowed down. It's not bad, but it ends up being like not 50%. You go like slightly faster. It might even just be like 10 or 20%, I'm not sure. So it's really similar to the other item with artifact synergy, which would be good as well for more move speed. But if you want more damage, like you can roll to burst on bosses, it will one-shot small mobs, stuff like that. There's like a lot of good options here. Maybe something tankier, reflect, frost, whatever. Over here, the legendary gauntlets. I think these are the best in slot gauntlets in the game, in my opinion. I'll explain why. Because you're thinking, well, does it have Radiance? I don't think you need it in this case, I'll explain. Thundering and Swirling are must-haves. They're insane. Swirling does, I mean, you won't see the damage numbers from Swirling, or probably, I don't think I can even read the lightning damage numbers there. But, yeah, it's so much AoE. And gravity basically pulls them all in, and you just become a meat grinder. It's very efficient, and it works extremely well with the soul arrows, and I'll explain why later. Then, so you could get Radiance if you want to be safer, but these two I think are must-haves for best in slot. But if you even get like Thundering with something else, or Swirling with something else like Crit or Sharpness, like that's fine to start with. I just think this is the best setup. Then over here there's the Harp Crossbow, again a must-have. Tempo Theft must-have. Radiance Shot you could swap out only if your weapons have Radiance, but even then it's still really good to have. But I have to have it first on this build because I have gravity. You need something with Radiance. And then this can be swapped out again. Growing is actually really good. Even though you don't get the damage increase, the 5 arrows you shoot become huge. And it makes it really hard to miss things, and you end up CCing everything in the area. You could get multi-shot or something like that. Each arrow has a chance to proc all the effects, so if you have multi-shot, you could have, you know, like 25 arrows. And then the other thing is the gong. You gotta have the gong. And I'll show why. If you just see like 805 damage right now, which is coming from Cowardice, by the way. Without Cowardice, I only hit for 575. So like almost, you know, it's 40% damage. It's huge. So 805, but now watch, boom, 2,414 per hit. The only reason I really use gong is for boss killing. You just kind of slap it on before a boss fight and take him out. Or if it's like a really scary elites or something like that, you could put it on. But it's almost more time for me now just to put on the gong than it is just to kill whatever I'm attacking. So what I do is I keep my gong always at the top left, and I'm on the artifact tab like by default, so I can just like quickly swap it. That's the build in a nutshell. I'll kind of go over details of how it works. And also, if you wanted to keep around some Radiance gloves, like you could, right? There's no harm. As for how the build works, basically just show a few things. I just loaded into a map to show you. I'm not full health right now, that's fine. You can actually just use your regular shot. It's, you know, pretty good heals just from that. So when you shoot 5 arrows, your chances to proc a heal is pretty good. But in particular, when you use Soul Quiver, it becomes really good. You got like 5 procs off that. Another 4 procs off that. When you hit a whole pack of mobs, the chance is insane, and plus they'll all be right in front of you. Or at least a lot of them will be, because you have gravity on your weapon. So this is just regular. This is not how I normally clear, but you can clear like this. And this is particularly if you're like desperate to get some souls. But your main clear is actually going to be your quiver. But I'm just gonna walk around showing like kind of how well this works. And now I have some souls. So you just clear the beginning of the map and you get souls. Now that you have souls, you can go crazy. Now the thing is, if I kill this mob, for example, with just the soul arrows, it's not going to give me any souls back. So what you need to do is essentially use your arrows. You're gonna use your arrows and then you're gonna like run into the pack and clear as much things as you can. So I got a soul back right there. It's gonna help you in a lot of ways. So you're getting the free damage, the free CC, the free heals, and the free tempo. All of the effects off of your bow, but you're not losing 100% of your souls. In fact, usually you'll be like maxed out in souls anyways. And the arrows also gain 40% damage from Cowardice, by the way. You can also just left click it like here and there to get like a couple normal kills, or in the case if you have like dodge roll boots, you can just dodge, and look, I got 3 kills. That's 3 souls I'm gonna get. Initially, like especially when you're getting used to the build, you might find yourself like not having soul sometimes, in which case Infinity might be good for you to start with, but I don't need Infinity at all. Like I always have souls, and you definitely want to keep your health full for the 40% damage buff. So if I just go through, you'll notice that my souls are gonna go up, even though I'm using soul arrows. Man, now I'm full. So as long as you are clearing big packs, you're not gonna have any issue keeping your souls at max. One thing I do want to talk about is the cooldown reduction. You'll notice I'm only using 50, even though I have 75 robes, which I was using before. What you're giving up, you don't need this much cooldown reduction with this build. This is gonna be permanent. You have 52% cooldown reduction, so you're always gonna have swiftness up. You're gonna only like be missing like a second and a half of Death Cap Mushroom. Not a big deal. But what you're getting instead of that is a Cowardice, which 40% more damage to your auto attacks and to your soul, like your Torment Quiver shots, which is giant. All for like just a little bit of Death Cap Mushroom, which the attack speed boost, like here's my regular attack speed, which is actually pretty good, right? So I'll be fine. In fact, I'll just kill something without the buff right now. I don't have the buff right now. This is without Mushroom. Easy. But now you're doing 40% more damage while you have the Mushroom on, and all the time. And your arrows hit 40% harder. Like, I don't think I need to convince you that it's much better. This burning effect on the Ember Robes I'll show you is not that good. Only 100 damage. It's like literally nothing. It's actually pretty much useless. You can run anything you want. You only really need the 50% cooldown reduction. You can have mystery armor. You can have any armor you want. The battle robes are pretty good. You get 30% melee damage. If you do have the lightning roll on your mage robes, you kind of want to work it in a lot. Although, remember, it costs you move speed to do, so you'll be slower. So if you're just like pounding through mobs, you may want to consider not using it because it only does 3k damage. I'm going to do 3k damage in no time at all. What makes it good is the burst it has, right? It has 3k burst, which will one-shot a lot of things. It will not one-shot mushrooms, I would guess. Yeah, no. But what it could do is if you see their health starting to get low, you could roll into them to try to get the souls back. Or just like the extra clear, you know? Just a little bit extra damage. Gravity also keeps enemies at bay. So you see this one, you can see like how they kind of pause for a second whenever I use gravity. And then of course when I'm swinging this fast, they keep getting kind of like pushed away from me at my max range. So they actually go, you see them going backwards, right? That's another reason why gravity is super good. Range mobs will still hit you, right? So you have to be aware of that. But in general, melee mobs won't get close enough to actually hit you when you have gravity on them. So I want to talk about tempo real quick and why the Harp Bow is extremely good for tempo, especially when you get to hit targets multiple times and like in a huge area, piercing with the soul quiver arrows. I have right now equipped like the nuke crossbow 3k damage with tempo theft, which is horrible for it. Kind of wasting my bow here, but you'll notice, look, I don't get a tempo, even though I have the tempo buff on this bow. Right, I'm supposed to get 17% move speed. Tempo only seems to work right now. I don't know if it's intended or not, but it only works when you don't one-shot the mob. However, if I use fireworks and I hit something, I will get tempo. I don't know why. There's no explanation that I can think of. But that's just how the behavior is. So if you like fireworks, you're in the clear. You have the Harp Crossbow. It's 962 times 5 damage. So what that means is that if you hit something, you'll get speed up because it did not die. Which the speed is kind of more important to you given how fast you can just kill things. Another example of the reason why these soul cars are really good is that you can like one-shot bosses and whatnot by pushing them in water or off ledges. With fireworks is really good. Obviously, it's insanely good. Now, if you're running like the 75% cooldown armor that I have, obviously it will be even better. Or if you have infinity as well, you're gonna notice that. So here's the cooldown reduction with 75% 79% reduction actually. It still is a while, and that means, and you could drop the quiver and get double fireworks as well. But as opposed to the soul arrows, look how just reliable they are. You have them all the time. They have no cooldown. You just need souls. They have CC. They add to boss damage if you just throw them in and start smacking. I don't like them as much. I will say that obviously the 100% cooldown reduction, if you had 100%, they would be insanely good. Yeah, I would probably not use the soul arrows if I had 100% cooldown reduction. I would probably just use, like, I don't know, boots, ghost cloak, and fireworks, and then maybe gong on bosses still. So if you have multi-shot, harp bow, and you have chain reaction, you can actually crash your game as another downside to fireworks. So there's no doubt this is going to be strong. That's for certain. It's just, is it going to be constantly up? Just to clarify, one torment quiver would kill this entire wave. But I still have infinity proc again. Very strong. Still up. Still up. The RNG. I also want to talk about daggers real quick. They are really good if you don't have good gauntlets, but they have a couple of drawbacks. One is that they have less attack range. So if I go ahead and throw on some gloves, I'll attack, and I put on the daggers, you'll watch my character, you'll see him move forward when I attack. So just like one block. Look how much safer this feels if that's an enemy versus this. The moon daggers in particular are pretty good. They give you extra crit with souls, and you're gonna have a lot of souls, so it's just free crit chance. Swirling, Radiance, maybe gravity. I haven't tried that with daggers, but I imagine they have enough attack speed that it's fine. Crit hit is just what I had. Obviously, chain lightning or any kind of damage thing would be fine. Swirling though is like insanely good. But the other thing is that the combo for the gauntlets is 4 hits. 1, 2, 3, 4. Swirling. And the daggers is 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. On top of that, these gauntlets have higher attack speed. So swirling, this is without mushroom, and this is daggers. You can see the difference, it's pretty clear. If you use the mushroom, like, yeah, it's pretty good, honestly. But it's not this. You can get daggers if you happen to get really good daggers. That's what I started out with. They're extremely good. But once you get the really good gauntlets, you're gonna want to swap. Alright, that was it. I did it. I got 3 legendaries from that run. Pretty effective. The lightning harp crossbow is actually not bad either. I mean, I don't know that the chance to ricochet works with the torment quiver. It might, but it's a good option if you pick that up as well and you get a good one. Like, here we go. Like, see, we Radiance, tempo theft, infinity. Like, pretty good right there. This one we got infinity, no Radiance. That could be okay. I don't think enchanting would work. These are okay. This one's not so good. It's okay. But yeah, you can farm lots of legendaries pretty quick. That was not like an extremely efficient run for me, to be honest. I was just kind of casually. I took a few missteps. One thing you always want to do is make sure you have tempo up. So you actually, if you're gonna run down a path, you don't want to make sure you're going the right way first, but also make sure that you are leaving mobs alive along the paths you want to take, so that you can keep your tempo boost up. And tempo boost gets insane. It seems to be better when you hit multiple targets. If you just hit, like, I think up to 4 targets is where it really shines. I'm not sure exactly, but as you see, it's like right here doesn't look like that much. But it makes quite the difference when you hit a ton of mobs with it. If you like the build, you like the video, let me know, and like, subscribe if you want. I play a lot of VR games mostly, but I had to play Minecraft Dungeons because, of course, you know, you have to do it. I have been streaming as well, like Twitch TV/Delceri, so if you want to do some runs with me or ask about the build or share your builds, you can hop in if I'm on. If you want to hang out, chill, let me know. Best of luck with your farming. May RNG be on your side. I'm going to do a quick clear now, show the build. that's the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you like this video, my build. Hit me up. My in-game name is Delceri. If you want to add me, we can play some games together. Take care.